Well, Joe, it was a devastating finish there, and pretty impressive as well, taking out somebody like Diego. How did that feel for you to get back in there and put on that kind of display?
A little surreal. You know, I hit him with a really good right hand. You know, we didn't know what he was going to do. Plan A was he comes barreling across the cage, and he tries to take me out, tries to punch me in the face. B was, you know, if he tries to circle back and be a little more tentative like against Jim Miller. And he came out a little tentative, but I didn't know if he was trying to suck me in and try and, you know, pressure me after. And kicked me in the body, kind of annoyed me a little bit. Kicked me in the leg, annoyed me a little bit. Punched me around the ear, really annoyed me. And then I was pretty sure he was not gonna rush me at that point. So I came forward and I connected pretty much, I think, the first right hand I threw, and then from there it was just, you know, ting, 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 ting. I felt like I couldn't miss.
So you sat there and said, I mean, you looked at the referee several times.
Yep.
Were you concerned? Or I mean, what do you do in that situation where you're leveling the guy, kind of worried about himself?
I slumped him against the fence on the far side, on his, where his corner was, and I felt like he was like dead against the wall, you know. But he came to a little bit. I was surprised he recovered, but I knew I just had to put it on him a little bit more. Chased him all around the other side of the fence, other side of the octagon, and I hit him a couple more times. Mouthpiece went flying. I'm hitting him. And the ref told him to defend. He's like, I am, you know. So he was at least aware enough a little bit, but I felt like I couldn't miss.
Once his mouthpiece went, though, you didn't even hesitate. Did you notice that was gone at that point?
Yeah, I saw it go flying.
Yeah.
I saw it go flying. And that just gave me a little more energy, you know, because now I see the mouthpiece flying, you know, and I know he's not defending himself. I know the ref is already on him about defending himself. I knew I just had to give it a little bit extra and just get him out of there.
Going into this fight, Joe, did you feel like you were going to get the finish? Because Diego's obviously very durable, very, very tough guy to finish.
We were ready to go 15 minutes. You know, I had great sparring partners. You know, they did a great job of kind of emulating him and doing that style. And like we were splitting around, so I do like a 4 or 5 minute round, but with a couple different people. You know, so I was ready to do whatever I had to do. But I thought it would take a little bit longer. But the first right hand I threw, I think, you know, really took.
How important was it when you were landing your strikes on him to stay calm as well, not allow him to catch you with something as well, because you seem to be taking your time while also being aggressive.
My boxing coach always preaches quick, but not in a hurry. The last thing we want to do is run into something. You know, we get him really, really hurt, and we get too overzealous. We come forward too much, and he hits us with, you know, the good shot. So quick, but not in a hurry. It was important that I didn't rush ahead.
You guys are good friends. What happened backstage after the fight? Obviously, Diego's devastated. Yep. It wasn't the fight that he was sort of looking for. Did you guys share any words? Did you guys say anything to each other? What kind of moments did you share?
So we were friendly before this. You know, we promised everyone we'd try to kill each other in the fight, which we did. And then we were cool after, you know, like I told him great fight, you know, I appreciated, you know, taking the fight, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, he just, you know, he was telling me, oh, you know, you had a good fight, I didn't, you know, but like, it's the way it goes. Unfortunately, you know, doesn't matter how, you know, this entire card is packed with really, really good fighters. Half of us are losing. And it's the way it goes every single fight card. So it sucks. It's a terrible, terrible existence as a fighter sometimes, knowing that, okay, you know, half the fighters here are going to lose, but it's the way it goes.
What does it mean to get this win, just with the fact that you guys were supposed to fight a long time ago? It looked like the fight might never happen. Here it happens, not just on any card, but on UFC 200.
You know, it's awesome. You know, it's one of those fights that I wasn't super excited for until, you know, it was a possibility and we were talking about it. Everyone got excited about it, so I got more excited for it, and it didn't happen, you know. So to actually, you know, I think it was like a year and a half ago, you know, to actually get it out of the way and, you know, actually have it take place now is just great.
Was there anything different about this camp for you? It seemed like you had a little bit of different energy in there. Was it just
we shortened camp by quite a bit. You know, so normally we'll spar for 8 or 10 weeks. You know, we'll spar 2 times a week usually. So you're talking like maybe 10 rounds a week, something like that. This camp, I think we shortened it down to like 5 or 6 weeks. It was much better.
Was Diego defending the guillotine? You gave up on it rather quickly. Was it just that the striking was working, that don't commit yourself?
I realized I was being dumb. You know, I hurt him really, really bad with punches. You know, I hate it when I see guys do it. They hurt someone with a punch and then they decide to change game plan. Like, oh, my punches are working really well, so I'm going to try and out-jiu-jitsu him now. You know, if the guillotine was there and it was completely sunk, I would have taken it, but it wasn't perfectly there, so I just went back to punching.
Joe, were there any regrets that this actually wasn't the war that you've been telling people about?
Absolutely not. You know, I want to be ready for the war, but this is the best thing. This is the best outcome. When I fought Gomi, it was a fast fight. I don't want long fights. I want to get in there. I want to win. I want to get out. You know, like it's good for the fans sometimes to have that long war, you know. But it's nice to not feel like I've been in a car accident too.
Did you realize that you're the first person to ever finish Diego in the first round? He's only had one other TKO finish. That was BJ Penn. You're the only other guy to do it.
I wasn't thinking about. I knew BJ was the only one that had stopped. I think between rounds after the second.
Fifth round.
Fifth round. Okay, yeah. I knew that it was a very short list. I didn't know I was the only one.
You've been in the UFC obviously a long time, a veteran, but you're only 32 years old. What's the future hold for you? Are you still aspiring to become champion in the division?
I don't care about rankings. I don't care about being champ. I don't care about stuff like. There's so many guys that are like they're number 1 contender, number 2 contender. Like Frank Yeager, he's fighting for interim title, but he should have got a title shot a long time ago. It doesn't matter. You can do everything right and still not get there. So I don't worry about it too much. Like I'm gonna fight. Like I honestly feel like I'm getting better all the time. I think injuries pop up a little bit more, which hinders camp a little bit as I get a little bit older. But overall, I feel like I'm better now than I've ever been. Before I fought Evan Dunham, I felt like I had an even better camp then, but. You get an injury, it slows things down, it just doesn't go as smooth as you'd like sometimes.
What type of fight in the lightweight division excites you at this point? Obviously, like you mentioned there, been in the game for a while. Obviously, you want sort of a big name opponent.
I don't care who I fight. It's all about the fans. Whatever the fans want to see. If someone has a good, exciting style, those are the guys I want to fight. I don't care about rankings. I don't care. I know some guys like, I'm unranked. I want to fight someone in the top 10. I do not care. I just want to fight good fights. I want to have fights people remember.
BJ Penn looks like he will be back in the UFC. Is that a fight that you?
Nope, not happening. Never. He's my coach and Ultimate Fighter. Really, really good friend. Like, never happened.
Jim Miller just won tonight. What about him?
We did it before, but I like Jim. It's not the same as with BJ, but like I like Jim. We had a great fight. I don't know if it would live up to our rematch. I don't know if it would be as good. And honestly, I think rematches are kind of boring. I'm not that excited by rematches.
You look back at the ref a couple times when you're hitting Diego.
Yep.
Were you surprised he let it go on so long?
A little bit. Like I said, I thought he was done in the beginning when he slumped against the fence on the far side, and then so we heard him really bad there. We chased him around that cage. We heard him again. And at one point I felt like Diego was just covered up and wasn't doing much of anything. And I was just landing good shots, consistent good shots. I was a little surprised the ref I was surprised the ref let it go that long.
You and Diego are pretty good friends. I mean, like you just talked about. People have talked about his future in the UFC. Do you think that he should consider retiring at this point, as all the wars he's been in?
I hate when people start telling people they should retire. I really do. I mean, you have one off night that's not a reason to retire. He's had a lot of great fights. He's been around for a really long time. I think it's crap. I get people that ask me every single time I have a fight that doesn't go perfect, like, how many more you have left? What do you think? It's like, that was a bad fight. Like, everyone that's here is very, very good. I don't think that because Diego lost tonight that he should be thinking about retiring. I don't think he should be thinking about anything like that. Like, you had a bad night. Go home, get over it, and get back in the gym.
What do you do now? Do you go home? Do you go out for dinner tonight, or do you sit out there in the front row like a fan?
I'm probably going to go to the green room and grab some food. I'm going to watch all the fights, for sure. I'll probably get some In-N-Out, and we'll probably just hang out. I don't go out. I don't drink. I don't do anything fun. I eat food, and I train. So that's pretty much all we're going to do.
What was your reaction when you found out John Jones was pulled off his card for the obviously USADA violation?
I was talking to Dave Schaller at the media scrum thing the other day, and I'm like, it's great. We made it here. Like, no one got hurt. It's the best card ever. And he's like, stop it. You're jinxing it. Like, you're going to, like, there's no one's going to get hurt at this point. Like, nothing could happen. And then, like, 3 hours later, John Jones got pulled. So it was like, I kind of felt like a jinx a little bit. But it's the way it goes. You gotta know what you're putting in your body.
Have fun tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.